Hey, and welcome. Today, we're jumping into an explainer that might just completely change the way you think about weight loss. We're going to be looking at the amazing work of Dr. Benjamin Bikman, a metabolic scientist, to figure out why those old rules, the ones, might actually be setting us up to fail. So, let's get into it. Okay, so let's just tackle the big one right out of the gate. For pretty much our entire lives, we've been told weight loss is just a simple math problem, right? Calories in, calories out. But what if that's not the whole picture? Dr. Bikman makes a really compelling case that while calories obviously matter, they aren't the most important part of the story. So let's really dig into why this obsession with just counting calories so often ends in pure frustration. It really all comes down to one incredibly powerful biological fact. And here it is, side by side. When your whole strategy is just about cutting calories, what's the main thing you feel? Hunger. All the time. It's this constant, exhausting battle of willpower. But if you switch your focus to controlling a hormone called insulin, the main outcome is satiety. You actually feel full, you feel satisfied, and that changes everything. This quote from Dr. Bikman just hits the nail on the head. He says that if you're trying to win a fight against your body's own hunger signals, you're gonna lose. It's not a fair fight. Sooner or later, that relentless hunger is going to win, and you're right back where you started. So if calories aren't the main character in this story, who is? Well, it's time to meet the real boss of your metabolism, the one hormone that tells every single cell in your body what to do with energy. I mean, what a statement. The one metabolic hormone to rule them all. Insulin isn't just some background player that deals with blood sugar. No, it is the conductor of your entire metabolic orchestra. It's the one telling your body to either burn energy or to store it. So, what does that actually mean? Well, it's pretty simple. When your insulin levels are high, the message it's screaming at your body is store energy, stop burning it. It's literally like a key that locks the doors on your fat cells so you can't get to any of that fuel you have stored away.
And this kicks off a really nasty, vicious cycle. See, you eat something with a lot of refined carbs, your insulin spikes way up, and it immediately shoves all the energy from your bloodstream into storage. But here's the problem. Your brain needs that energy from your blood to function. When it suddenly vanishes, your brain freaks out and sends a desperate signal. Hey, we're hungry down here. Eat again, now!
And this right here is the great, tragic paradox of weight gain. You can literally have hundreds of thousands of calories of energy stored away in your body fat, but because of high insulin, your brain can't access any of it. It thinks it's starving, so it keeps telling you to eat more, even while you're gaining weight. Okay, so if high insulin is the thing locking up all our stored energy and making us feel hungry all the time, the solution starts to become, well, kind of obvious, doesn't it? We just need to find the key to unlock it. And this completely changes the game. It honestly is that simple. Instead of obsessing over calorie deprivation, we just shift our focus to controlling our hormones. When we make food choices that keep our insulin levels nice and low, and that's mainly by managing our carbohydrates, we can finally get the key to unlock our own fat stores and use them for fuel. And check this out. This is the magic that happens when insulin finally goes down. First, your fat cells get the message that it's okay to open the doors and release all that stored fat. That fat rushes to your liver. And because insulin is low, your liver has no choice. It has to start burning all that fat for energy. In fact, it burns so much fat that it creates these amazing little energy molecules called ketones, which it then sends out to fuel the rest of your body and especially your brain. But here's the really wild part. These ketones, they aren't just some backup fuel. As it turns out, they're actually a superior high-performance fuel for the most energy-hungry organ we have. I just love the way Dr. Bikman puts this. We're so used to thinking the brain only runs on glucose, but all this research shows it doesn't just run on ketones, it absolutely thrives on them. It's like you're upgrading your brain's fuel from regular unleaded to premium rocket fuel. And just look at the benefits. When your brain is running on ketones, it has this smooth, stable, consistent supply of energy. You're off that crazy glucose roller coaster of spikes and crashes. And the result? People report less anxiety, better mood, sharper focus, and best of all, those nagging, relentless cravings start to just fade away. Your brain is finally happy and well-fed. And if all that wasn't enough, it gets even crazier. Research that came directly out of Dr. Pickman's lab found something absolutely mind-blowing. When your body is in this state of ketosis, the metabolic rate inside your fat tissue itself triples. Just stop and think about that for a second. This means it's not just about the food you're putting in your mouth. You are fundamentally changing your body's engine. Your fat cells go from being these locked storage closets to being active furnaces, just torching through energy at a much, much higher rate. Now that is a real metabolic advantage. Okay, this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But what does it actually look like day to day? Well, let's break down the super simple, practical blueprint that Dr. Bikman himself follows. You gotta love how simple this is. You start your day with protein and fat for breakfast, no carbs, so you don't spike your insulin first thing. Then you have your biggest meal for lunch, again, focusing on protein and fat, which is gonna keep you really full and satisfied all afternoon, so you don't get those evening cravings. And then for dinner, you relax, you're flexible, you eat with your family, whatever they're having. This is what makes it sustainable in the real world, you know? It's not some rigid, isolating diet. And finally, he has 2 super simple but really powerful rules to tie it all together. Rule 1, stop eating after dinner, period. Giving your body that break overnight does wonders for your sleep and your metabolism. And rule 2, prioritize resistance training. You have to lift heavy things. Building and keeping muscle is absolutely essential for a healthy metabolism, especially as we get older. So, we'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. What if we've been focused on the wrong thing all this time? Maybe it's time to stop obsessing over the math of calories and start getting curious about the biology of our hormones. Because when we shift our focus from eat less to lower insulin, we can finally start working with our bodies instead of being in a constant fight against them.